Hello, today we're going to talk about this thing called interval notation. Interval notation is a way to describe a range of numbers. When you're using interval notation, you always use two numbers separated by a comma. And then you're going to either use a parentheses or a bracket, or a combination of both. You always give the left number first, and then the right number second. For intervals that extend forever to the left or to the right, we will use negative infinity or positive infinity. Okay, example 1. Write the following graph in interval notation. So let's identify our left number and our right number. Our left number is -4. Our right number, well, this graph goes forever to the right. So these numbers are getting larger and larger. 8, 9, 10, it keeps going. So this is going to positive infinity. So that's my right number. So I'm going to write my left number first, which is -4, and then comma, my right number, which is infinity. Okay? Now, is -4 a solution to this set? Is -4 included in this solution? It's not. Why is it not? Because we have an open circle. So to show that -4 is not a solution to this set, we're going to use a parentheses. When you use a parentheses, that means it's not equal to that number. Well, if we're going to infinity, we will never reach infinity. You can't reach infinity. Okay? So it's never going to equal infinity. So we're going to use the parentheses as well for the infinity. So what we have right here is called interval notation. This represents all the solutions to the graph above. Let's look at another example. Example 2 here. Right, let's identify our number on the left and let's identify our number on the right. My number on the left, well, it starts at 5 and it goes to the left and it keeps going. These numbers are turning into negative. So this is going to negative infinity. That's my left number. My right number is 5. So when we write it in interval notation, it will be from negative infinity to 5. Again, you can't reach negative infinity. So that's going to have a parentheses. But if you look at this graph here has a closed dot. Remember, a closed dot means 5 is a solution to it. So 5 is a solution. How you show that in interval notation is you use a bracket. A bracket indicates that that number is a solution to the solution. So this is the interval notation for the graph above. Right, example 3. My number on the left is -7. My number on the right is 1. Okay? So we're going to have -7, comma 1. Is -7 a part of your solution? It is. How do we know? Because it has a closeout. So we're going to put a bracket. Is 1 a part of your solution? No. It gets close to 1, but it never reaches 1. So we're going to have a parentheses. So this is the interval notation for the graph above. All right, last example. Write the following graph in interval notation. Well, we got 2 here. This is actually called a compound one. So there's 2 inequalities, 2 graphs here represented. So let's look at the first graph. Let's look at this one. So think about how you would write that first graph in interval notation. It's going to negative infinity. And it starts at -5. It goes to negative infinity, it doesn't reach negative infinity, so we use a parenthesis. The negative 5, it's equal to negative 5, so we use a bracket. All right, now let's examine the graph on the right. So we'll have 2 to infinity, positive infinity. 2 is not part of the solution, so this would be a parenthesis. And again, it can't reach infinity. Okay? Now, I want to write this like a solution set. I want a set of numbers that represents this graph. So it's either, the solutions are either the numbers in green or the numbers in blue. So up here, the way I shade it, it's either in the green area or it's in the blue area. So I'm using the word or. So how I write this in interval notation is I would use the union symbol. I'm going to union these two sets of solutions. So that would be the interval notation. That's all the solutions represented by the graph above.